How is everyone's kafunsho, or allergies to the cedar and cypress pine tree pollens going? Don't worry, I'm suffering with you if you belong to roughly half the population here in Tokyo who are affected. Today, we're talking about how people in Japan are not connecting very well. They are not connecting to find life partners and have children, and not doing a great job in business either. Let's discover what the problem is and look for solutions. We will cover 4 key human relations principles which will help when we meet new people for the first time and get the relationship rolling. Welcome back to this weekly edition every Tuesday of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, President of Dale Carnegie Training in Japan and best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center in Akasaka in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? In this show, we are looking at the critical areas for success in business in Japan. We want to help advance everyone's thinking so that we can be at the forefront, the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. Before I get into this week's topic, here is what caught my attention lately. Japan's fertility rate is ranked 184th out of 203 countries. Japan also comes in low at closing the disparity on the gender gap index, ranking 110 out of 149 countries. In 2015, Japan's social policy spending for family issues was only 1.31% compared to 3.79% for the UK and 3.64% for Sweden. Public spending on education in Japan was 114th out of 154 countries. Sweden topped the list with 7.55% of GDP spent on education, and Japan was just at 3.47%. In other news, Japan's jobless rate hit a 26-year low at 2.4% in 2018. The number of unemployed fell by 240,000 to a new total of 1,666 million people. Japan added 1.34 million jobs, bringing the working population up to 66.64 million. The ratio of jobs to job seekers was 1.61. Finally, the Health, Labour and Welfare Ministry admitted it had published faulty jobs data for more than a decade and failed to properly look at worker-related benefits of $512 million worth to more than 20 million people. The government had been boasting of salary increases as a major benefit of Abenomics economic policy. However, the revised figures showed that real wages had in fact dropped 0.5%. This is episode number 72, and we are talking about how to meet and connect with new people. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. Business Japan's ignominious end is being triggered by a lack of romance. The retarded romantic environment is whittling away vital procreation efforts, which in turn is creating shortages of corporate fodder for the captains of industry. The end of the world is nigh. Well, that is what is being served up to us following the Cabinet Office's statistics, which show nearly 40% of 20s and 30s singles, the prime marriage target group, are not wanting a romantic partner. Relationships are bothersome, according to 46% of these singles who were surveyed. Who knew? Drivers for this end of epoch trend are long work hours for the young, insufficient leisure time, 70% of women quitting work to have babies and not returning to the workforce, and less face time because we have mega screen time instead. The surge in part-time workers means young guys not in mainstream are the working poor. As young women say, they will only marry someone with an income of 5 million yen, or that's about $45,000 a year or more. Now that is a bit of a downer for a big chunk of the part-time youth male population. Companies are still reluctant to make part-time workers full-time, although this must change as we start to run out of workers. A couple of 100,000 imported workers over the next 5 years won't make much of an impact. In Japan, it is sometimes hard to connect the dots. Porno seems pretty big here, from the hardcore train commute manga to the free, extremely graphic internet videos. There is a lot aimed at men. Watching thousands of young blokes on television, enthusiastically waving light sticks at a big-eyed, long-legged, mini-skirted, fulsomely endowed Hatsune Miku hologram concert boggles your mind. At one level, this is tremendously disconcerting, but also shows there is a need there somewhere. Where is the consequent baby boom from all of this testosterone? The traditional nakodo system, or arranged marriage infrastructure, is not as dominant as it was many years ago. So, how to get the heavens to coalesce and bring sweethearts together? Modern alternate internet-based services are attempting to link young people, but it would appear to be difficult if the fundamental interest is not there. Modesty and shyness are cultural characteristics, making it difficult for fostering romance. Part of the problem seems to be the inability to initiate a conversation with people we don't know. I see it at networking events in business all the time. It is rare to see Japanese business people walking up to a complete stranger and striking up a conversation. They tend to stand around talking to their colleagues. They meet new people only when they are introduced to the new contacts of their existing contacts. Now, the puzzling part for me is that this is a business event, but nobody seems very motivated to create business opportunities. A friend of mine who has lived in Japan for many years was contrasting these networking events here in Japan with those he attends in Hong Kong. Over there, everyone is hungry to find new business opportunities. They are very keen to meet as many new people as possible to expand their network of contacts. Japan is almost the extreme opposite. Why is that? Find out more when we come back from the break.
If you want to become skilled at dealing with people, then sign up for the Dale Carnegie course. Fully road tested for the last 100 years. This course is super popular globally and in Japan too. We've been teaching this for over 50 years here. Improve your ability with people, really ramp up your communication and leadership skills, grow your confidence and end your stress. Contact us to do the Dale Carnegie course now in either Japanese or English. Do the Sales Advantage course. If you can't build trust, no sale. Can't design excellent questions to understand the client's needs? No sale. Can't present the solution convincingly? No sale. Can't handle objections properly? No sale. Can't close? No sale. Master the sales process by doing the Sales Advantage course now in either Japanese or English.
Welcome back. Being shy is not a Japanese monopoly. I was painfully shy when I was younger. In our communication training courses, we often hear the same comments. I don't know what to say to people I meet for the first time. I don't know how to engage someone in conversation. Or, what do I say after I say hello? Engaging others is a skill, and it can be learned. I am an introvert who has learned to become extroverted in public situations. Trust me, if I could do it, then anyone can manage it. Dale Carnegie pioneered training in communication skills, and here are some useful principles we can all apply. Hopefully, young people here will adopt some of these same principles and be able to find partners and raise families. We don't want to run out of people in this country over the next 100 years. Bosses, if you have single people working in your company, please teach them these life skills and help save the nation. Principle number 21, throw down a challenge. Make it a challenge to yourself to actually make the time to teach these principles to your staff. Also, throw down a challenge to them to walk up to complete strangers at networking events and introduce themselves. Here is how they can do it. They can have their matey or business card in their right hand, half extended, saying, "May I meet you?" That doesn't sound hard to foreigners, but for most Japanese, that takes a lot of untraining of cultural norms to do that. Having gotten that far, they can now apply principle number 7, be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. By asking questions, we can engage people we don't know, and through their answers, discover points of commonality, agreement, or likability. What brought you here tonight is a simple starter to get things rolling. This is easy to answer and is not confronting for the person you are meeting for the first time. How long have you been at your company? What do you do at your company? Is Tokyo your hometown? The list is endless. We can use principle number 4 at the same time. Become genuinely interested in other people. The key word there is genuinely. That means not engaging in fake interactions. As we discover more about the person, we find ways to relate with them and start a new relationship. Also, principle number 8. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. Take the focus off us, inviting them to talk. Often we want to talk about ourselves, but we should be patient and get our counterparty to do most of the talking. Give them the floor and let them keep going. When we do this, we already know what we know, and now we can know what they know. The more we talk, the more points of common interest will emerge, and that is like a glue to create the relationship. Yes, there may be gruff types who don't want to talk to us, but we shouldn't be put off by the crimes of the few. The art of conversation is being lost thanks to our sordid handheld device fixation. The ubiquity of distractions, thanks to apps and social media, have isolated us to an extent civilization has not experienced before. We are together, but alone. Look at how separated we are becoming from each other, as we all brazenly whip out our screens at every chance. Japanese singles and many business people could benefit from improving their abilities to strike up conversations with new people. It is trainable after all. Action steps. 1, don't be afraid to talk to new people. 2, be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. 3, become genuinely interested in other people. 4, talk in terms of other person's interest. 5, stop being controlled by your handheld device fixation. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show is here to help you succeed in Japan. Subscribe on YouTube. Share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Thank you for watching this episode, and remember to hit the subscribe button. Our website details are on screen now, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. It's awesome value, so check it out. Please leave me some feedback on YouTube. I would love to know how this show has helped and what other topics you're interested in for me to cover. Remember, I am here as a free resource to help you. So just tell me how I can help you best. In episode number 73, we are talking about Speaker First Impression Mastery. Find out more about that next week. So, yoroshiku, onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you, and we've only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.